we got a million. More than there's graffiti in Marseille, and you know I feed the needy. Play the record and the instrumental. We get down and never act detrimental to the microphone mutilator. Yo, here on Shaker, and I cheer for the Lakers when I'm at home and rock the microphone from my beat to my dome. Hey, it's good to be in Marseille with Money Shot. He's the DJ, so we're gonna talk about little old records and see what we can find. Cause Money Shot, he loves to dig and we stay out on the grind. Hey, yes, y'all, you don't stop. Keep it going on, Shakers, you don't stop. Yes, y'all, you don't stop. Keep it going on, Shakers, we don't stop.
Yo! Explosion sound effects.
Oh, there we go. Get down. Yeah, that's the Allergy sound. Funk and spicy guests, no doubt. We like to mix the funk, the hip-hop, a little bit of soul, a little bit of disco, everything good.
Put it all together into a funky gumbo and serve it up. Free of charge.
What's the secret formula of the Allergies, if you can give it out, of course?
I can. It's free and easy, and we give it to anyone who asks. Basically, find some cool old records, loop them up, and make Andy rap over them for the most part of it. And if he's too busy, then we find other voices and samples and put those into the mix. And we've been making the same record for 10 years, and I love it.
Is there a specific track that you like more than the others on this last album?
On this one, well, they've all got, that's a Sophie's choice, isn't it? What is your favourite child? I think I want to pick one with Andy on because he sat right here.
I Feel It is the best one.
Okay, he's a big fan of I Feel It, and
it's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
but I Feel It is the best one.
I Feel It is kind of like halfway down the first side.
Mm-hmm. I Feel It.
It samples some old New Orleans funk. Like we got the a cappella, and just in the song on the outro, there was little words that we just plucked out. So rather than stealing a big chorus or refrain, just some kind of cool ad-libs. And recontextualized it to make the guy kind of sing a different story than he would imagine from the mid-60s. Yeah. And then lots of micro chops of keyboards and trumpet samples, like 30 layers of stuff, instrumentation that goes into it.
I think some people understand sampling as you just take an old record and sing on top of it. But especially with Money Shot here, there's a real art to finding bits and pieces and making something new out of something old, and lots of, like you said, layers and angles to it. That's the real art of the craft.
Like how a magpie sees different things and picks them up to furnish its nest.
KOG, work with
KOG as well.
KOG, vous avez travaillé aussi avec KOG?
Yeah, representing Kwaku of Ghana. That's the K, the O, and the G.
You've worked with him, have you?
Indeed, he opens our album with a tune called Kaliko.
First track.
Which in Ghanaian means puppet, which is a bit like Scratchy Seal. the puppet. And he was super cool to work with.
What?
He likes to channel the spirits. He turned up to the studio, we'd give him the beat, and he had nothing written down until he's in the room with us and he feels it, and then his pen comes out and he starts channeling the spirits, he said, and he comes up with all these choruses and verses. He raps, sings, does high vocals, low vocals, one take, boom, 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 like magic. There's a Puff Dad in there, and for legal reasons, we're just going to keep that away, unless it's after the watershed. No one's going to be talking. He won't handle that subject in a freestyle.
This one's kind of oily.
Yeah. Hey, ASM, wine connoisseurs, absolute rap classics, and they did a track with us once as well.
That's right.
Vous avez bossé avec eux?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you work with them.
Yeah, love it. Very American dialect.
I think there's a combination of some American, some English, and some French people in ASM. I could be wrong, but I think that's what was going on with that group.
J'avais envie de parler du scratch, du turntablisme, parce que vous scratchez, vous êtes des turntablistes, on entend beaucoup ça dans votre musique.
I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about scratching. I wanted to talk about turntabling. That's what you do. This part of your art, of your music.
I try my best. It's something to do. He can rap his butt off over there. I've got to look busy, so the more I can do with my hands, the better. Yeah. Always been a fan of turntablism since the early 90s and the crews from the Bay Area San Francisco started to come out. Invisible Scratch Pickles, people like DJ Qbert, Mixmaster Mike, who went on to work with the Beastie Boys, and they developed a kind of equivalent of wild style graffiti, but with scratching. It's a brand new language, but big respect to the pioneers, Code Money, Cash Money, Grandmaster Flash, Jazzy J, who built the foundations up. But it just got twisted in those 90s. I think because people had fallen out of love with rap music in certain commercial jiggy eras, and then they just laser focused in on some of the real pillars of the art form, scratching, breakdancing, graffiti. They got really accelerated in that time, I think.
But the thing that's great about scratching is its percussion. So it's sort of like, Jam Master Jay was the hip hop band, so the turntablist is the drummer as well. And the percussion says something because you can scratch words and phrases and bits of old songs that are reference points for hip hop fans. So there's a lot of dimensions to it that are so special. But yeah, it does seem like all of that's been swept or blown away in the wind of...
Yeah, well, a lot of dance music DJs are getting into controllerism and using buttons and syncing. DJs like James Hype, very cool to watch. It's not turntablism, there's no disc of the disc jockey of this era, but they're still getting busy and editing on the fly and chopping things up and making creative wordplay, just on a different set of tools really, but I think the DNA is still kind of there. Woo!
Les gars, j'avais envie de parler aussi de cette collaboration entre vous deux.
Guys, I
Andy,
also...
Look at that young guy.
Sorry, I wanted to talk about this collab between you two as well.
Andy Cooper, c'est l'artiste qu'on retrouve sur absolument tous les albums de The Allergies.
Andy Cooper is a guy that we found on every Allergies album.
Alors j'aimerais parler de cette collaboration, comment c'est né, qu'est-ce qui vous unit encore aujourd'hui?
So how did it start and what still unites you guys till today?
What unites us?
We know where the bodies are buried. It's a code. Blood oath.
You know what? When I met Roy and Adam, and they've been doing Allergies music for a couple years, I just thought it was really great because it had all these elements. Like, I like classic hip hop, but I like funk and disco and soul, and it really put it together in a cool way that was both classic and modern. And I just wanted to be a part of it. And so we started collaborating in lots of ways. Sometimes I would be on the song, sometimes I would help edit something or just be work on the arrangement with the guys, just anything to be part of it. Just I believed in the whole thing. And then even when we started doing the live concert with Marietta and James and building up the band, I just thought this would be a great idea because I think this is something that people from our generation really love, all these kind of musics. Because the funny part about the classic hip hop in the early 90s was based off music from the early 70s and late 60s. So it's kind of like this groove or this feeling, not just one genre. It's all this history lined up together. And I just thought that they put a new spin on it that was a new modern twist, and that was really great. What's funny about this record, and this might not make any sense audibly, but all these pictures, this was so long ago, it was not pre-internet, but the internet was very limited. And I remember going to the library and getting a book about Brazil and photo scanning all of these pictures and even the map of South America, just like, because that's what you had to do back then to create artwork. At least that's what we did.
So, Google images.
Yeah, it wasn't where now you would Google an image and create the whole thing. So it's funny to look at that stuff.
No Photoshop either by the looks of it.
No.
J'avais envie de parler aussi d'un vinyle qu'on avait mis aussi, juste pour le nom.
I also wanted to talk about a vinyl that we put it in just because of its name.
Et aussi parce que la pochette est très belle.
And also because the cover is also very beautiful.
Funk Diggers.
Yeah,
Funk
cool.
Diggers, j'avais l'impression que ça vous caractérisait. Quelle est votre façon à vous de diguer, d'acheter vos vinyles?
I thought that the Gold Diggers...
Funk Diggers.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought that Funk Diggers, it's basically a name that could also characterizes you.
Yeah.
Would you say that's true?
I would agree, yeah. I love that Joy Fleming cover of Fever as well. Shouts to Bobby Bird, Back from the Dead. That was meant to be his big breakout single, wasn't it? These are all classics, and we are Funk Diggers.
He said James Brown sabotaged it.
Really?
Because James Brown used to own different radio stations, and he put the kibosh on it. Like, you're not gonna have a hit without me. Ruined Bobby Bird's career.
Yeah, Uncle Louie, I like funky music. That's some real ultimate breaks and beats stuff there. All the People, Cramp Your Style. That's a classic right there. Who cut that up? Was it KRS?
Which one was it?
Cramp Your Style.
Cramp Your
Oh,
Style.
yeah. That's I'm number one.
Number one, yeah. Super dope. Yeah, love all that. These crates hold very dear, and I think finding hip-hop early on and then realizing there was a history behind it, and you look around and find all these crates they were digging in, and you uncover all these funk classics, and you realize the well gets deeper and deeper the more you lower yourself into it. So shout outs to all the funk diggers, and this compilation, this looks dope.
Yeah. Comment est-ce que vous achetez vos vinyles?
How do you actually buy your vinyls? How do you select them and buy them?
Yeah, basically a lot of any town we're in when we're DJing or on tour, we'll check out any record stores. We've got big long wants lists, and we check on Discogs. The industry's changed and everyone's digital digging now. Prices are crazy, but we get into 45s and we've just been buying those in stock really. We kindly get sent a few from all our friends in the scene who have got record labels and put stuff out. But yeah, vinyl and playing vinyl's great fun. It can sound terrible and vibrate and bounce all over, but you know, that's what it was formed on, so we got to honor that really.
And I'd say one thing I've learned over the years, you never know, because sometimes you look at a record and you see the cover looks right and the sound of the songs or the description seems perfect, and then there's nothing that's really, it might be okay, but it's nothing to sample. And then you'll see the hokiest, strangest, goofiest, what'd you say, preppy white guy from 1967, and you put it on and it's something magical, so you never know. It's a crazy world
but
of
it's
sampling.
a safe bet just to pull a record out that's got people in dashikis on the bongos and a half-naked woman on the cover. Like, there's going to be some drums in there.
Probably. And it might be a better record, but for finding a sample, sometimes it's a goofy song, and in the middle of it, some magical thing happened. I don't even think the band was aware of it half the time. And you just go, wow, what was that?
Liberace, drum break at the start. Yeah,
He didn't know.
Vous avez une particularité, c'est que vous jouez que des 45 tours.
So since we're talking about vinyls, there's something specific about you guys, is that you only play 45s.
We play 45s and we play digitally, but yeah, we've been really getting into playing 45s, the small records. They're great fun. When you buy them, the postman can put them through your letterbox, and it means you take less records with you. Yeah.
C'est vrai.
I love
Ça,
them.
c'est un artiste, je sais pas si tu connais, c'est Mofac, c'est un artiste marseillais. Tu connais peut-être, qui fait de la funk marseillaise.
So that's an artist from Marseille.
Cool.
His name is
Mofac.
Mofac. And do you happen to know him? By any
I
chance?
don't know.
Ok.
Shout outs to Mofac. Come down tonight for the show, guest list, or anyone that sees this and comes down under their name. Free drinks.
Ok.
Should we play it? Listen to it. Get into it.
Tu peux le choisir. Il faut choisir qu'un seul track.
You have to choose one track.
I want that one.
Yeah,
I want the
represent.
local funk. Yeah, give me that's my pick.
There you
This
go.
one?
Okay.
Street funk, yes please.
Ok, guys.
The Allergies, it's been a pleasure having you here. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
And now we're going to play a little track called Freak With Me with Street Funk here in Marseille. On Shakers.
Excuse me? Charles? My name is on the list.
What list?
The DJ's list.
Miss Thing? There is no guest list tonight.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
I have zero association with Orange County and street funk.
Miss Thing? There is no guest list tonight.
It is not, but nonetheless, it's a good picture. Street funk and old streets tonight.